All right, welcome to the broadcast, everybody. This is our number 15 in our weeks of training. Last week we had our broadcast from Los Angeles, and the week before we had a technical glitch with the Facebook app, and that episode is already edited and ready. Just one more problem. My laptop crashed. And that video is on it. It's still there, just it's being repaired right now. So number 13 covered my list. The perfect push-up, the perfect squat, the pull-up, touching the toes, jumping over the table. And it's a great episode, and I'm really looking forward to upload that video. I just need to be just a bit more patient, and I'll upload it maybe on Monday or Tuesday. Did you have a chance to watch the interview with Bob Wall last week? It was a great interview. That is only a short snippet of our interview together. We did a 4-hour interview filmed in high definition with 4K cameras. It's a really great interview. It could have lasted way longer, but we have to respect people's time, and 4 hours of nuggets of gold of different quotes, life lessons, experiences that will just help you either when you're struggling or just to inspire you. So I was there for a week doing many different interviews, and this is all for you, for myself as well, because I really admire the people that I interviewed during the week, but it's mostly for our students and our fans, trying to bring you as many. It's one thing for me to say something, but sometimes when you hear it said a different way from somebody else, a different voice, sometimes something might click. I really enjoyed many of my interviews. I interviewed many champions and businessmen who are very successful. I filmed 7 in total. My goal is to have at least 300 of these interviews to share with you. And again, it goes back to helping you getting results and to fight for what you want and not to give up. If you have any questions, if you're new joining us, please put in the comment section, what do you want to cover or seen covered in the upcoming weeks? And for sure, we'll either answer your questions right away on this live broadcast, or we'll cover it in a subsequent episode, maybe next week or the week before or after. So go through every week from 1 to 15, and then if there's questions that arise from ones before, then ask them, and if it's for this one, then great, do it right now live with me. So I'll just give you another 10 seconds for people to come on board, and let's start today's lesson. Every lesson starts with Laos time. Now this is funny, I have to share it with you. For the longest time, for me, Laos time is L-O-U-S-E. And it's really funny, it's a coincidence, but Laos really means to insult and disrupt, or to try to force you to change your way of thinking. And I had this question, and I asked Bob, since he did play in the movie, and I asked him this question: is it Laos time, L-O-U-S-E, or is it Lao, a personal like apostrophe S, Laos time? And he really thought in his mind that there were different times during the movie. And Bob Klaus, which Bob says was a terrible, terrible director, he removed all of these times. So there was Laos time, there was maybe, just to make this clear example, Martin's time, Patrick's time, Mark's time. Each student had a time to train with Bruce Lee in the movie. But the idea of Laos time was the same: to insult, to question, to test. So I have to change the way that I'm saying Laos time, because it is L-A-O apostrophe S time. It's Laos. It's that student's name who is getting ready for his lesson of the day. But it boils down to the same thing. The lesson of the day, it's your time. It's your time to just listen, open your heart, and just take in the information. And if it resonates with you, great. So today, as lesson, and I want you to really reflect on the past couple of weeks. Many different blocks have been put into place. And this next quote isn't very deep, but it comes from a movie. Again, Slapshot, 1977. Paul Newman's Slapshot movie. I'm not sure if you've seen this movie, but this is one of my favorite movies. It's hilarious, it's funny, and some say that the French version is way better than the English, but I was raised watching the English version, but I've seen some parts in French, and I agree it is pretty funny. There's a part in the movie where there's this general fight on the ice, and the announcer says, "Too much, too soon." And this is something that I want you to write down somewhere. Like all these quotes, I recommend you writing them either on paper or somewhere you can read through these quick quotes to just get you in the right frame of mind. Too much, too soon. Now this is a problem with a student or people starting anything. They do too much too soon. Let's say working out, training. They do too much too soon, and then the next day they're so sore that they cannot walk, they can't function, and then they lose all motivation and interest to keep training. Don't be like that. Or like a weekend warrior. So that's why I talked about on the last episode 13 about doing one perfect push-up, one perfect squat, and so on. Just focusing on one, making that one perfect. You need to have small successes and then one little success built upon another. Then in the end, you have this big, impressive result. So I really want you to think about that. Are you doing too much too soon? Especially if you're starting out, either any fitness workout system or training program or in your martial arts. I really recommend with the years doing a bit less. Doing less is more. So if you train 3 times a week, that's perfect. And sometimes I even recommend some weeks training only twice a week. It's important to build consistency and get into a routine. I'm talking about once you've set a routine and you're strong and you've built up your skill, sometimes doing more actually is detrimental to your progress. The secret is in recovery. So if you work your muscles too much every day, then your muscles don't have a chance to heal properly, to recover, and then get thicker or stronger. So this is one of my secrets, and I really interviewed a man in his 70s, and he really uses this concept. He really trains hard every 14 days. Now, again, it's maybe a stretch for you to even conceive this concept. Oh yeah, Sebag, like I should do less and then I'll have more results, more speed, more power. Try it and you'll see. If you're doing any type of strength work, if you're trying to improve any area, doing less is actually more beneficial to you. So be really smart. Take the time to rest, to sleep, and to recover. Give yourself 1 to 2 days to recover and then get back into it. Sometimes we even see massive results when you take a whole week off. So you take 1 week off and then you get back to it. You'll double or triple your results, your endurance, your skill, and sometimes it's allowing your mind to take in information, like learning the wooden dummy set or doing weapon training. Taking a week off, and when you get back into it, like something magical happens in your mind, it just clicks and you absorb information better. So I want you to think about that. Too much, too soon. Does this make sense to you? Do you see yourself applying this concept? Now remember, if you're building strength, because function dictates design, what you're going to do with that strength, you have to know that first, and then you'll be able to design a program to fit that goal. So think about that. If you're a fighter, then you need to practice your skill every day, but your strength training can be done only twice a week. So I want you to ponder about that. too much too soon? Is there an area in your life where you tried to do too much too quickly, and then you got discouraged, and then you gave up on that goal or on that dream? Think about it. Is there an area where you went through that too much too soon? Now I harp on that because I've seen it many times in my school. People start training, they get all excited, they're motivated, and then once they hit a couple of roadblocks like muscle pain, right? They don't get the technique right away, so they feel like they're behind on their other training partners. So really take the time to breathe, go slowly, take it step by step. Too much too soon. And this way, when you set the bar very low like that, you can't fail. You set up the rules so that you win. So if you tell yourself, well, I'm gonna stop eating junk food, and you've always eaten junk food before, and you eat that every day, and you suddenly cut it cold turkey, then obviously most people won't succeed. I recommend too much too soon. Drop it only one day off, and then eat whatever you want the other day, and then move up to 2, and then 3, and then eventually do baby steps onto your goal. Slowly. Set the rules so that you win. Make it so simple, so easy that it's almost impossible to fail. And then slowly with momentum. So another thing I recommend is the 1-minute training method, the Warrior Fitness station training that we have you do. It's only 1 minute, it's only 60 seconds. So if you tell yourself, I'm gonna do one exercise every day, I'll just take 60 seconds, choose within the card deck one exercise. I choose it the night before, I put the card on my nightstand, and when I wake up the next morning, I do that exercise for 60 seconds. Can you do that? Of course you can. But then you'll realize that after doing 1 minute, you'll want to do more. So that minute might become 2, 3, and 4 minutes. But if you set the rule up first to do one exercise for 60 seconds, I guarantee you will win. And then you'll build momentum. It's called the momentum cycle. So slowly, small wins lead to big wins. So this is what I wanted to share with you today, this concept. Go through the lessons from 1 to 13. Bob's interview was 14, today is 15. And knowledge is power only if it's remembered. So if we do all these lessons, but you forgot lesson 1 about abdominal work and having your mind in muscle, if you forgot that, then you need to go back to the basics. So it goes back to the same concept, too much too soon. Master what you know, and then evolve and progress from there. So this is your homework for this week. Take the time, go through lesson 1 to 13. I'll upload 13 on Monday or Tuesday. Look at it, go through my steps on how to actually do the exercises that I covered, like the push-up, the squat, and so forth. And then from there, let's keep moving on next week for lesson 16. Until next time, I'm Sebach Martin Patenaude. Master yourself, stay in the game, stay motivated, and set up the rules so that you win. Keep it slow, easy at first, and remember to recover and give yourself some time to recover, rest, and you will get stronger if you follow this simple methodology. I'll talk to you soon.